You all gotta stop rolling around here so much. I had like post nasal drip, so I cleared my throat behind this couple that was shopping. They just about ran out of the store. Thinking I was trying to put a big one, and there we go. Yeah, you simply rolling around here. I see. They have to stop. They must be stopped peacefully. Peacefully. They want it violent. They want everybody, anybody that comes against them to be violent. That's the psyop, quote unquote. He's actually ruling them for doing it. Anybody who uses it should be because they're not supposed to use it. Not on civilian matters. You could articulate a borderline case, but not a solid firm because it's not to be used in the United States. It's bullshit how they morphed it into something else when it was lethal combat methods. Right? I guess this is it. Oh, actually, I need to look see if they refilled the stock over here. No, it's just still even it's just still much better to be in Pennsylvania with it because it's not the state isn't sold out like Kansas, Oklahoma. Like, there's nothing.
finish and pay.
There's something going crazy here on my
$2.50.
two.
$2.50. $2.50.
So the woman at U-Haul was helping me understand what could be wrong with my
49.
wiring instead of the box. The problem is if I spend the money on a box, I know I can do the project. If I spend the money on a box and it still don't work, then where am I? I'm out, $35. Well, because the easiest way to do this is just to get a trailer. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do it in one
49.
fell swoop. I'd rather drive my van back and forth. I could actually load it up the morning of my signing for the apartment, right? And then my stuff in there.
6.49.
This is a great price for this cold coffee. I really appreciate it. No, I don't. I would move to Cranberry with the Giant Eagle headquarters or whatever it is, but I don't want to fight with the LCS. They're not going to stop. They're a corporate entity. The deep state corporate entity.
If you are finished scanning, please touch Finish and Pay. Scan coupon now. Insert coupon into. Would you like to mention? Your total is $46.97. Please select your payment method. Please wait. System processing. Follow the instructions on the pin
The same computer app that Price Chopper. I really appreciate Giant places. It was stuff that I have to buy.
Thank you for shopping at Giant Eagle.
I mean, the soy burgers were so cheap. Not that they're my favorite vegetarian product, but they were so cheap that I can buy other stuff and not even think about the high price because it comes out in the wash. I mean, it's cheap. I've never seen it cheap in my life. I wonder if somebody may have hacked their system. But they had to move them probably. It's like a value pack, so they have to move those things in these kind of locations. I don't think vegetarianism is all that big in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, sausage and scrapple country. The win-win scenario. Well, there are a lot. You can the regular prices are quite a bit more than Walmart, and of course, Walmart's huge, but buying power and all that. But I'll tell you, because of the sale, it's about the same price. Even will be probably cheaper. Right. I could buy an item on a regular price item is, the combined price is probably less than combined price is, that with the sale item is probably still cheaper than Walmart for a small amount. But at least my thing is there's no Walmart to shop. Now, if I wanted to be a jerk, I just buy the stuff on sale and forget it, Right? I'm going to try to get back to my custom. What I do is I walk my cart all the way back to the store. That's what I used to do for years. Out of respect for the cart kings. Hashem told me when I woke up, he said, "You see these guys pushing the carts? They're real kings." But they're off. Yeah. A lot of people have money aren't real kings. They're just artificial, they're shitheads. FX. And Satan face. The real kings are pushing carts to the store. not in some hoity prep school or something. And queen. The system's upside down. I thought from the net years. They must have like ruled it away, and I couldn't get to it in the Midwest. No, I'm not like afraid of them like that. It's just I can't. Like once they power it up or anti-power it up a certain way, I can't break through it. We had a couple of warm days here. Not real warm, but it's just that sun is what does it. But it's still not as bad as that Kansas sun. Jesus. All right. I saw that actually Fargo, North Dakota was colder than or hotter than Pennsylvania the other day. It's like in the 90s. Guess we're about Fargo every so often, like in the fall and stuff. It'll be in the 90s. Summer it'll be in the 90s. But then it gets some really cold winters. Yeah, what they're doing is they're rewiring their victim to act out violently. Be paranoid and then act out violently. It's a whole system. Corruption. The mob took over everything. That's what happened. But the Republicans, they play that game. They call the Democrats the mob because they know the mob took over. At least that's the possible inference. So the Republicans, they got to knock that shit off because there are Republican mobsters. Everybody knows it. Right? And what else did you get all the mobs to support? Right? They're not supporting you because you're stopping drugs in South America. I'll tell you that. Right? We don't know if you're going to do that for real. Kind of there for now, but. Well, we should be running a synchronized global blockade of narcotics distribution. So we should have, the frigates from France and Italy would be welcome. Right. I'm sure Maloney or whatever her name is. Maloney. Sure, she'd do it. Send Hickseth over there with the plan. For her and El Comandante. Right. That's what we need to do. We need a global blockade. George Washington says that's how we would have done it in 1774 for some reason. He's saying 74. Unless it's actually 84. It says 1780. My license plate in front of it. Right. Thanks, Larry. Right, there's some Mexican entity that's considered Mad Mex. I don't know if the Marshal Service is looking to apprehend or what it is. Right, but I'm still receiving cues on that. I'm not sure what they are. Mattress Firm was part of it. I don't get it. Mattress Warehouse. 511. women, cicaras and stuff coming out. I think some of the women's cicaras made it to boss at this point, right? This road here is somebody's name. DRL's daughter, the Romanian guy, who escaped when my father, during the same period of time my father escaped, my stepfather escaped. His daughter's name, that way? So oh, that place. I think it's so expensive. I'm supposed to be able to afford something. Oh, clean it up. Yeah, I'll heal it later. I'm not on time. I don't know if she's alive or dead because I'm getting accused from her. Okay, so if you look at McKnight's circle, it says on the sign McKnight CIR, which is McKnight Sir. I'm a McKnight. I don't know if that means I go to McDonald's. I don't know. A night of McDonald's. It's about to cool off here shortly. I think it's the 7th or something. 7th is either the last hot day or the first cool day again. Or the really cool day. It's about to drop the temperature. Well, Howard County, they're asking about Columbia, Maryland. Columbia, Maryland was a managed, like one of the first managed, actually more of a managed community because it's, citywide. Right? But that didn't exactly come up. But what did come up was the fact that it became an area that, again, people lived there, but then the businesses started, office buildings and things started opening up there, right outside of Baltimore. And what that also did is that caused a place like Cranberry or a place like Butler to become, more so a community because they didn't have to commute all the way into the city. In fact, they got rid of the worst part of the community. So those areas began to develop. Well, it's just at a certain point it becomes untenable, unfeasible. That commute is just insane. Right? So you keep it within the metropolitan area, but you either to the fringe edge of the city or like here Ross Township or wherever else is around here. I don't know all the areas. Well, because you're still going to have your community, people that commute into the city, and you're still going to have your downtown businesses. But at a certain point, if you're going to expand beyond a certain point, you got to figure out where you're going to put all that and try to make it a center. It's like I know Columbia, Maryland became that a center to certain businesses. I can't even remember what was all there, but. And sometimes, like the advertisement would be, you could be arriving at work right now, and they still got a half-hour commute ahead of them. Right. But then again, your communities like Butler and Cranberry and whatever else. I don't know how to say that one. ones, and not Nepali or whatever it is. Right? Then they become increased, right? And revitalized to a certain degree, right? Because they become bedroom communities. So one thing that's going on, and I know, weekend there's heavier patrols. I'm not seeing a ton of heavier patrols, but it's a little bit heavier. But I'm receiving from the police department to maintain speed if I step on the gas, even if I'm not going over, like before I actually go over. Like, remember, it's the weekend, a little tougher patrol. So again, they're sending the blip out. Now, hopefully you don't rule people to get tickets and things like that, unless they're that. But no, you shouldn't be doing it. Because you don't control it. Then it controls, then all of a sudden everybody's speeding. Because to do it, you got to bring demons to the community. And then when you bring those demons, eventually they branch out on their own and become more powerful than you are. And then you get ghettos and drug use and all that. That's how ghettos are formed. Remember, black people didn't live in ghettos after the Civil War. They started building business communities and businesses. Right? They were cursed to it. And of course, some physical action, but it's the curse that does it, where they, eventually they can't overcome it. And that's when we had the, what do they call that? The mass. Well, it just gave him an excuse. Same thing he did to the Jews. Right. So that's the actual key to intergenerational trauma. It's so nice in the evening in Pennsylvania. I mean, it's different than other places. I bring the coffee stuff around. Okay, sent the guy and come in. I have to heal these kids, even if they're not the Jewish kids. No, I saw this woman and kids. I healed the kids. I healed her. And then I met grandmother like the next day. And she was Jewish. She was visiting, with the kids. No, I always help cop families, but, the deep state runs the cops' basement. Yeah. Make sure. They know. Everybody knows that they just sold out. Right. Like I'll know I'm like in the middle of taking care of somebody, and they go, "Oh yeah, my father was a cop," or my whole family's a cop. They're not going to take care of your family, believe me. Right. Probably the ones that put your family down like that. Right? I think it is. I guess the kids. If they're, father, or baby's father, or father, I don't know. Right. Different world, Excuse me, here.
Yeah, you can help us then. How about that?
Okay. Yeah, those cards are hard to maintain, right?
Thank you.
You don't want to step out of my car. I think it was a curse you can't get to the things you need to do to stay well. You never should have left the gym, but it just quickly get back to it after the psyop. And it wasn't psychological. It was putting all those people in with bullshit. There's metaphysical. I love this camera. Yeah, I got two more of them. I love them so much. I actually want to get two internets. I don't know if I can do it. If I get them, if I can get a wireless and a wired one under $100, like both under $100, that'd be perfect. Or $100, $100. Probably. Younger, I'd stay here for a few months, for a month or something like that. It's not bad here, right? And if right, not like in the Midwest. At least there's. No, because I wouldn't mind getting to know people, whether I befriend them really or not. People tell you things about their family. Ultra life. I can tell them about the deep state. They go, "Oh, that's what that was. I didn't know what they were doing." I always think everybody knows what they're doing. But again, the idea, like, even if I decide to move into Cranberry, those are all built in 2018. Right. So, how you doing? Did you find your card and everything?
Yep.
All right, great. Excuse me. There's a guy. That's going around. I lost my car a couple of times. Once, actually at the store, but it was in my room. I couldn't find it or something, or my car. Oh, my car. It was in my car. Yeah. Problem is, a lot of people here can't live anywhere but here. Right? They have some sort of crime history that doesn't allow them. So what they do is that's why they get me stuck in a place like this if they can, because then you just start the rumor that he's a pedophile. Okay. That's why I'm living here. No, they're pieces of shit. They're pieces of shit their whole life. So again, I appreciate Giant Eagle. See, one of my neighbors works over there. I think she's a manager or something. She might just be a regular person, but she got the respectable boss going on over there. So she might be a boss. Sorry. Like this coffee, I could probably go to Starbucks and get something similar, But actually, no, it's probably stronger and everything. Right, so I probably have, but it's better. It's the cold coffee like that, brewed coffee is so much less acid. Then you can just heat it up if you want it warm. You don't have to. I don't know if people know that. You don't have to drink it cold. Right. This is great. Well, stay peaceful. Praise God, and all that you do, praise God.